Now, the City of Tshwane is conducting weekly Reclaim Your City bylaw enforcement operations in Sunnyside. They are being led by Executive Mayor Nasiphi Moya as crime continues to rise and adherence to bylaws deteriorates. The operation will also include the inspection of buildings deemed unsafe for occupation in the inner city. Newzroom Afrika's Zola Sholwana is there and joins us now live. A very good evening to you, Zola. Take us through what is going on there tonight.
Well, the City of Tshwane is going through an operation called Reclaiming Their City. And Masa, as you have said, the crime in the area has skyrocketed if you had to compare to the previous year. And you would understand that the current mayor of the city has decided to take a stance to actually ensure that there is a weekly operation that encompasses all other relevant authorities to ensure that they clean up the streets of Tshwane. We're joined by the Mayor Nasiphi. Thank you very much for your time. Why did you choose this particular location?
So 2 weeks ago, we launched a program that is called Reclaiming Our City Back. And it's because of, obviously, the crime that is happening, the level of lawlessness in our CBD, including Sunnyside and Pretoria West. It could not be business as usual. So we then promised the residents that at least once a week, we will be in the CBD and we'll clean it out. This is our third operation. We did say to residents, don't anticipate how we're going to come. Sometimes we're going to come in the morning, sometimes during the day, sometimes at night. And you would understand that crime mostly happens during this weekend where most people are getting paid. We have a problem with drugs here. So that's when people are coming to collect their money from drug addicts. So that's what we are doing today. We've got not only here, but also we've got teams that are in Mamelodi, we've got teams in Soshanguve, where we are saying once and for all, our city must be reclaimed from criminals. So that's what we are busy with. But as you can see here, there are spots that are not meant to be used for the way that they are currently being used for. So we must teach people. Sometimes it's going to be us being kind to them. Sometimes we must be cruel for them to understand what we mean, that we don't want lawlessness in the city of Tshwane, and we need to reclaim the city for its residents.
Now, speaking about this operation, I mean, this is the third week, and I remember the first operation was ensuring that you close down spaza shops that are not registered, and that was a response to, the issue of children dying from, food contamination. Is this going to continue for the longest time? Because sometimes some of these operations end up not being effective.
So first of all, when it comes to bylaw operations in the city, they've been institutionalized. Every single day, one of our teams is in a particular community doing inspections. That's one. When it comes to the CBD operation in particular, we're looking for bad buildings. We're looking for buildings that are, whether privately owned or owned by government, that do not comply with our regulations. The businesses that are currently in our city, they need to comply with our regulations and our bylaws. We remove taxis. We don't want taxis that park anywhere here. The informal traders, there are spaces that are designated for them. So it's quite comprehensive. At the end of the day, the CBD will be clean. So what we are doing now, you will see us even towing cars that are parked, where it's not designated for parking. So it's going to continue. What is important is that we must institutionalize it, that it's not only an operation when the executive mayor is involved. And that's the message that was relayed to the colleagues earlier today.
I mean, Mayor, before I let you go, we've got areas that are quite notorious. Soshanguve is one of them, Block X. Are you perhaps looking into showing more visibility there and conducting such random operations?
Soshanguve, remember that we've got a place called Jugulane there. There's already a task team that was appointed or deployed during the time that we lost Junior. You remember the 5-year-old. Since that time, that task team has always been deployed in Soshanguve. As a result, you haven't heard a lot of stories about Jugulane because of that. We've got places like Winterveld, We've got places like Stingvater in Hammanskraal. Those and Mamelodi, when we talk Boko Haram, we're talking about things that happen in real time in Mamelodi. And those are the areas, even now we've got a team that is in Mamelodi. Those are the areas where we said we don't want to only focus on the CBD, while we know that there are residents who are uncomfortable because criminals have taken over their areas. So it's not only the CBD, but we're also focusing on those, exactly those notorious. Pretoria West is one of them. Atteridgeville has now joined the chorus. The nice thing about the CBD was in the top 30 of crime spots nationally. We've moved out of that in the space of 2-3 months, because we've been working with the South African Police Service, we've been working with the Gauteng's Community Safety Department, where we clubbed our resources together and we said, can we just not compete but work together so that we can collaborate in terms of the resources that we have. So no, the focus is not only the CBD. There is a strategic reason why the CBD, in addition to us wanting to get our city back.
Thank you very much, Mayor, for your time. That was Nasiphi Moya, essentially, taking us through this operation that has been happening for the past 3 weeks, and that is the City of Tshwane reclaiming their city. As we understand that it was one of the hotspots of crime, and it also has townships that are believed to be one of the most dangerous in the country, and that is Jukulin, because you'd understand, Masa, that we've covered a lot of murders in that particular community. So it's a collaboration of different and various departments. We have seen Home Affairs here, and they will obviously be checking documentation to ensure that there aren't any illegal immigrants here in the City of Tshwane. The operation continues. We will be back with more updates later on. Masa, back to you in studio.